Hey, what's going on, crypto people? It's your boy Crypto Siege with another day in the life, in the crazy life that is cryptocurrencies. Good, what is it? Good afternoon, guys. It's been a bit. It's been a little bit of a while. I've been working on my other businesses, so I apologize. I haven't been able to shoot out these videos like I wanted to. But again, I wanted to just kind of share some information with you guys today, to kind of give you a bigger picture, a broader picture of the potential and what's really going on in the cryptocurrency marketplace and the space that you and I have a chance to level up the lifestyle, if you will, of our families. And it may be already awesome, but it could be more awesomer. It may be great and fantastic, but wouldn't it be super cool to be able to do more things philanthropy-wise because of the cryptocurrency space? And so I get really excited when I talk about it. I wanted to share this with you guys just to kind of give you a bigger picture. My mentor always said to me, CJ, you want to talk in 5 years. You want, when you're sitting down with someone, you want to share in 5 years from now. You want to share in 10 years from now. Always have a 5-year or a 10-year from now mentality and vision in the things that you're doing. So I just wanted to kind of share something from Tim Draper. And guys, if you don't know who Tim Draper is, he's a billionaire, and he's been in the fintech and the financial banking investment world for basically his whole life. He's a billionaire here, an American investor, which I love. In fact, net worth right now is showing as of 2017 was $1 billion, and he is, in fact, a big time cryptocurrency fan. And I want to read some of the stuff here that they talk about him. But here's what it says. It says crypto market cap to hit $80 trillion in 15 years. Bitcoin bull, Tim Draper says. And 15 years, I think that this is conservative. I think that he wants to be safe because he's had some predictions that have come to fruition. And so I think he's doing that again here. I think when you look at the NASDAQ and you look at the New York Stock Exchange, you think at banks like a couple of banks that are getting involved. I know that Bank of America, Fidelity, and when you think about the CBOE trying to come into the space, well, they're in the space, but now trying to do the ETF. When you think about the huge institutional clients and money that's going to come into this space, 80 trillion is in my humble opinion, is a certainty. When is up for debate. Now, I think it's going to be a lot sooner than 15 years because the way it works, in my opinion, the more success that it has, the more it becomes mainstream, and the more the big money gets into it, the more it will become mainstream. And that big money controls the media. And so the word is going to get out. And so the more success you have next year, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, it's going to exponentially increase mass adoption. In my opinion, it's going to exponentially increase mass adoption. So the years are going to be, in my humble, because more dollars are going to come into the space. Because, unfortunately, the masses wait for the wealthy to say that it's okay to get into something, and then they get into it, right? And so for those of us who are already in cryptocurrency or are looking at cryptocurrency YouTube videos, even if you're just looking at YouTube videos, even if you're just Googling Bitcoin, you're ahead of institutional investors if you purchase 0.01 of Bitcoin or Ethereum, right? You want to get into the space before the institutional money gets into the space, in my humble opinion. And so what's going to happen, so what I mean by that is we are the elite of the elite, right? We are the early adopters. And so with that being said, when, quote unquote, and I'm using a phrase from the Modern Investor, he says, when big money allows us to get into the space, right? So when that happens, when the masses say, oh, okay, big money said it's okay to come into the space, they're going to come into the space and like, the numbers are going to be, crazy. And so when you get millions and tens of millions of people coming in at $100 or $200 or $300 just to own some Bitcoin, that market cap is going to just exponentially increase. So I think it's 5 to 7 years to see that increase. But I'm going to read this article and then I'm going to show you kind of what that means for you if you already earn some cryptocurrency space or are looking to get some today. Bitcoin bull Tim Draper has predicted that the market cap of cryptocurrencies will increase by 400 times in the coming 1.5 decades. equating the current state of the crypto market to the early days of the internet. Draper, however, warned that the price of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies will first have to drop before rising. The billionaire tech investor was addressing a Deal Street SAA-sponsored private equity and venture capital summit in Singapore via video link. So he was talking via video link to some people at some summit in the Singapore. The internet started the same way, right? And he would know, right? I don't know how to get these notifications to stop popping up. The internet started in the same way. It came in big waves, and then it kind of came crashing down. And then the next wave comes concentrated, but much bigger. And I suspect the same thing will go on here, said Draper. Right? According to, it says high ignorance levels. According to Deal Street Asia, Draper also stated that the reason why the price of Bitcoin and other cryptos have fallen drastically since the record highs reached last year was due to ignorance. As people get accustomed to them, according to Draper, various billion-dollar industries across the globe stand to be transformed, and that's the difference, right? That's the difference. I always say to my friends, like, how do you not get? Like, I guess if you understand what Bitcoin is and understand that what Ethereum and Ripple are, and that they're just simply digital currencies, right? Like for me, how do you not get that we're going to go from the paper dollar, which a lot of people are doing that now? How many people that you know rarely carry any cash around? They're always carrying a credit card. Well, credit card is nothing simply more than digital cash. It's simply nothing more than digital cash. In fact, in the bank cards and credit cards, in its essence, don't really hold anything. It's just a transfer payment system. It's just a kind of it's a ledger in its own. It's a transaction ledger today. It's just that blockchain technology is a new and improved ledger. I mean, that's in its essence the simplest thing. It's just a new and improved ledger. And kind of once you get that, you kind of get the whole idea of what blockchain technology is. And digital currencies is just a form of blockchain technology. And so, like for me, can't you envision a world where you're not using ones and fives and tens, and you're just using digital currency? Well, like, how could you not think that? How could you not think that? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, how could you not think that? That's where the world is evolving to. And so you just got to think, okay, am I going to get ahead of this thing? So let's say that the top 10 currencies are going to be currencies 10 years from now, right? You got to, like, at some point in time, gold was just out there, right? It was just there in its physical form, and there were early adopters. There were people who got out ahead of the masses and got themselves some gold. Right? And it became not just a currency, but it became a store of value. Right? Like the dollar. There was a point in time when the dollar, the $1 and the $5 and $10 was just out there, and there were some people who were early to get some. Right? There's no difference in digital currency. These digital currencies are going to be here. You just got to think about the horse and buggy. And think about the car, right? It was like inevitable, right? It's just inevitable that we were going to go from one way of transportation to another way of transportation, just like the dollar bills. It's a currency, and we're going to go from that currency to a new currency, right? It's simply that simple. And this is a digital currency, right? At one time we had Walkmans, right? And now we have iPods, right? Just advancing technology is always going to be there. And this is more powerful, but cryptocurrency is more powerful than all those things I just mentioned, because it's finance, it's financial. It's a financial tool. It's a financial space. It's a financial element, if that makes sense. And so it's going to be bigger than all those three things that I just mentioned: automobiles, right? iPods is going to be bigger than those things, right? Because it's currency, it's finances, guys. And so it just makes sense. And so, according to Deal Street Asia, Draper also stated that the reason why the price of Bitcoin and other currency, ignorance, right? He said it because of ignorance. Obviously, if you don't know about something, it's right. That's why they say the key to cryptocurrency is mass adoption. That is educating the masses on what is out there. That's why I exist. That's why other YouTubers exist. It's just educating the masses on what is out there, because the vast majority don't understand Bitcoin, they don't understand blockchain technology. I talked to millennials the other day. Like, you heard of it, but I don't really understand. I feel like I can't use it every day, right? So what is that? That's just ignorance. It's just simply not knowing. That's what that is. So according to Draper, various billion-dollar industries across the globe stand to be transformed. Billion-dollar industries. There will, however, be one big difference between the disruption caused by the internet and the one expected to be brought about by blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies. You see how he says two? He says both, because they are two different things. There's blockchain technology, and then there's cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrencies stemmed from blockchain technology. In every space, the underlying technology is the value. The underlying technology is the value. And because of the technology, it's always going to be advancing, right? And so the ails or ailments or whatever you might say about Bitcoin is going to get better because it's an advancing technology. People in the space are always looking to improve upon it. That's why the internet is the internet of today, because at one time the internet of today was dial phones, right? Dial up, right? You get that? So, but that dial up was advancing technology back then. And the guys around it said, how can we make it better? That's what's happening now. Now we have blockchain technology, and there's some very, very smart people sitting around because this is what they love to do. How can we make it better? And of course, whenever there's technology, there is room to make money on the technology. That is how the world works. So this blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrency took advantage of blockchain technology, is taking advantage of blockchain technology, and is making our world better. It's making our world better. A prime example of that is XRP, the cryptocurrency that is XRP, named Ripple. It's making our world better. And it's going to get better at making our world better. You guys get that? That's what it is. And you and I have an opportunity to take advantage of this technology to level up the lifestyle of our families. That's it. So guys, I encourage you, I'm going to say this at the end of the video as well, but I encourage you to share this with your friends. Share this video with your friends. Say, hey, you need to check out this dude, Crypto Siege, on YouTube. Hey, you need to check out this dude, The Modern Investor, on YouTube, to learn about this space. Hey, you need to check out this dude, the channel is called High Altitude Investing on YouTube. Hey, you need to check out Data Dash on YouTube. Why do I tell you those guys? I'm not in fear of competition at all. What my goal is to educate you guys and educate the masses. Because if we can get the masses, the average Joe or Jane, into this space, we can have more control over the space. Right now, institutional money, they're coming, they've been in, but they're coming in a big time way because they got leverage in the amount of money that we have. Our leverage will come in numbers, right? And that's what I'm about. I'm trying to get the masses in, the average Joe and Jane, into the space so they can change the lifestyle of their families, right? So the internet went after industries that were this is very important, guys. Check this out. This is this is just wisdom from a billionaire, right? This is just wisdom from a billionaire. The internet went after that is in the space. He's in, the tech space. It's very important to understand. You got guys who are billionaires in real estate, right? They're billionaires. They're smart, but they're not billionaires in the tech space. This is tech, blockchain technology, right? And this Draper guy is a billionaire from that space. Is how he made his billions. The internet went after industries that were $10 to $100 billion markets. Cryptocurrency will go after trillion-dollar markets. That's the difference, guys. These are finance, healthcare, and insurance. And he mentioned some others. Banking, trillion-dollar space. And investment banking, trillion-dollar space. And governments who have access to either, whether it be creating it or whatever, trillions of dollars. You get that? Cryptocurrency is going after trillion-dollar spaces. And the brilliance of cryptocurrency and Bitcoin is it gives you and I the chance to take advantage of that. Right? It takes away, in a lot of spaces, it takes away this whole accredited investor stuff that's going on with these hedge funds and stuff like that, right? And it gives you an opportunity to get the game up, to get the paperweight up, if you will, get the digital currency weight up, and then you can become an accredited investor, and you can diversify if you choose to into a fund that's by Andreessen, whatever his name, Horowitz guy. I cannot pronounce his first name. I think it's Andreessen, but he's again a tech guy, a brilliant tech hedge fund guy. Okay, so the perennial boom. This was not Draper's first time to claim that cryptocurrencies and the blockchain technology possesses, and the blockchain technology possesses more revolutionary potential than the internet. This is the first time that he has said that the blockchain technology is more revolutionary. It's more advanced than the internet. Early in the year, Californian stated that this transformative potential will be bigger than the Industrial Revolution, the Renaissance, and the Iron Age. In March, Draper also stated that fiat currencies will have been wiped out in half a decade, and only cryptocurrencies will be in use. I mean, I don't know about the time, but that statement is 100% believable. It's funny. You'll watch a cartoon or some kind of show that is kind of depicting things like being in a saucer, a flying saucer, or a car, and going to and from Walmart. Like I don't get how you don't get that that's coming. Like they got drones. Amazon has drones all over the place dropping off stuff. Drones, right? So, in other words, that's our nature as a species. We're always advancing. Always advancing. So, in much, Draper also stated that fiat currencies will have been wiped out in half a decade, and only cryptocurrencies will be in use. Again, I could easily see this happening. I don't know about in half a decade, but I can easily, because that's a lot of spaces. But I could, he's talking about in everybody, only cryptos in use, right? Easily see that happening. It's just a matter of when it's going to happen. He's saying in half a decade. Decade is 10 years, right? So just 5 years. Additionally, this is not the first time that Draper is making bold declarations regarding Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. 5 months ago, Draper predicted that the price of Bitcoin would reach $250,000 by 2022. Is this 3 years from now? Or almost 4 years from now. And in 2015, the venture capitalist projected that the price of the flasher cryptocurrency would reach $10,000 by the close of 2017. He said 10,000, and it got to nearly 20,000. A prediction that came to pass, right? And so, to his credit, Draper has backed his bullish views with cold hard cash, right? At an auction in 2014, for instance, he paid $18 million for 30,000 Bitcoin. So he has 30,000 Bitcoin at least, which had been confiscated by the U.S. Marshals because someone stole it somewhere, and so they put it up for auction. And he bought he had 18 million to spare, and he bought 30,000 of them. So he bought it at that current price, whenever that was. So at the current market price, that translates to a profit of more than 170 million, right? So my point to this whole thing is, this is a smart guy. This is a guy who knows how to make money. And so here's the thing. He took 18 million of his hard-earned cash and got into cryptocurrency. This wasn't the first time he was in it, obviously, but 2014, right? But he took his hard-earned cash and got into the cryptocurrency space, right? This is, I don't know, he's a billionaire. I don't know, he's in technology. He's a billionaire in technology. So if he's taking 18 million and putting it into cryptocurrencies, I don't know. Maybe you want to look at putting $18 in. Maybe you want to look at putting $180 in. I don't know. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not a financial advisor by any stretch of the word. I'm just a guy behind a camera, right? Looking to level up the lifestyle of my family. I'm just a business guy, right? I'm a marketer, and network marketer, an internet marketer, business guy. I'm just a humble 6-figure income guy, right? And so, I'm not a billionaire, but this billionaire says and did look at the space, took 18 million and put it in the cryptocurrency space. So I don't know. Again, I told my family this. I said, hey, you got $20, $50? Do you have $20 or $50? Let's get into the space. Literally just 0.01. That's what I told my family. That's what I told my boys. Right? And so I'm just kind of being honest with you guys, right? I mean, that's it, right? This is your shot. And again, I'll say this. I'm going to end the video like I normally say. Old money doesn't want you or I to win. Old money wants to continue to keep us in the cog and their perpetual spinning wheel. They don't want you to win. Cryptocurrency is our chance to win. It's our chance to win. Guys, think about it. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer, okay? Transfer of wealth in the history of man. Right? Because wealth is always there. It's always out there. It's always available. It's just who is going to transfer some of that wealth into their own personal wealth for the family. That is it. So we are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. My question to you is, are you participating? Or are you standing on the silence? Here's what I do know. The battle for you has already been fought, my friend. And the victory is yours. Will you go get it? I'll talk to you guys soon. See ya.